Meeting to order. Will you join me in pledge allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It would be my honor if you join me in prayer. Supreme Architect of the universe, we invoke thy blessing at this time. May this meeting thus begun in peace, closed in harmony. Amen.
Okay.
Hey, we'll see.
All right.
Good afternoon and welcome to our Thursday, November 1st, 2012, 5 o'clock public business meeting. Commissioners, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our October 25th, 2012 public business meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Gentlemen, moving right into our action agenda. Item number 1 is the public hearing for Code Home Rule Bill 8-12. Mr. David Dorsey, our acting planning coordinator, is here to facilitate.
I'll try.
Get
Good
him some
afternoon.
Scotch tape.
County staff working on compliance with Senate Bill 236 recommends a change in county subdivision regulations. The current definition of a minor subdivision in our current regulations is basically 5 lots or less, but more lots are possible in certain situations. These regulations are also different for parcels in various zoning districts. This new Senate bill recommends that the county set a definition of a minor subdivision at 7 lots or less. It's a simplification of the regulations that there is a perceived need for. In another section of the subdivision regulations, the Senate bill requires a note to be put on each plat stating the number of lots possible under minor subdivision criteria, the number of lots that are being created on this subject plat, and the number of lots that are remaining to be created for that parcel in the future. This is sort of an accounting tool that makes sure everyone knows the status of the plat. Well, the Planning and Zoning Commission, they voted unanimously on October 24th to recommend it to approve this change to the county subdivision regulations. The main thrust of the Senate Act is aimed at major subdivisions using septic systems. And in changing the maximum number of minor subdivision lots, we're putting people 2 lots further away from major subdivision status in those regulations that are a little more difficult to meet than the minor regulations.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any comments, questions?
No, I think it's a good move. So,
Ms. Linda, did we have anyone sign up for that? No, we did not. Guess we can close this public hearing. And when can we take action on that?
You can take action next week.
Next week? Okay. We'll close this public hearing. And please put it on the agenda. Take action next week, please. Thank you, Mr. Dorsey.
Sure thing.
Okay, item number 2 is the public hearing for the road closing petition of Mr. John T. Allen and Ms. Carrie A. Allen. I understand that Mr. Kazari is here.
Yes, I am. This has been a matter that has already been open for the purposes of closing a couple weeks ago. It's now ready for the final petition. I have before me the petition then that I will file today to close, as well as a certification from the newspaper of publication. I understand from Mr. Rudd there may be a couple changes in the diction of the order on this, and we're prepared to do whatever you all believe is appropriate to get this road closed. So I would offer it this time, and I suppose open it to public if there's anybody who has any concerns or objections they want to raise about the closing of this. It's in the Midlothian area. Again, it's an unopened street.
Okay. Commissioners?
No, sir. No
Public
questions.
comment closed. When can we vote on this?
What I'm suggesting is we have this on the agenda for next week. This was already reviewed by staff when we did the opening, other than just a couple of let's call them typos, but minor little things in the form of the order, which I'm sure will be corrected by next week. We recommend we put on the agenda next week and move it along.
Okay, please do so. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
All right. Item number 3 is for the public hearing road closing petition for Toby A. Miller and James R. Miller and Charles E. Miller Sr.
Yep, same deal here. This is the second round on this. We've been here before on the order to open for the purposes of closing. Now we're ready to close it. And once again, I have the petition signed by the petitioners as well as the certificate of publication. And I guess I'd pose it open to the public here if there's anybody that has any concern to be raised as to this property. It's a Bowman's Addition parcel, and again, a paper street that we're seeking to close.
Okay. Declare this public hearing closed. Place it on the agenda for action next week, please. Thank you, Mr. Kazari.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Commissioners, item number 4 is resolution number 12-27, FY 2012-2015 Cumberland Area Transportation Improvement Programs Revision. Ms. Sierra Wigfield, our transportation planner, is here to shed some light.
Hi, good evening. The Transportation Improvement Plan Program, or the TIP, as we'll call it, for the fiscal year 2012 through 2015 lists short-term transportation projects scheduled in the Cumberland Metropolitan Planning Area for the 3 fiscal years and is amended as needed. The State Highway Administration requested we make 2 administrative modifications on the following projects. The first modification is to bring forward $1 million for preliminary engineering for 2013 from construction in 2014. This is to reconcile this multi-year project. And this is for area-wide environmental projects, that category of environmental area-wide projects. The second modification is to add a project for the replacement and/or rehabilitation for the I-68 bridge decks over Kelly Road and Patterson Avenue. The projects are 100% federally funded at a cost of $12.2 million. I'm requesting the County Commissioners, acting as the Cumberland Metropolitan Planning Organization, amend the revised 2012-2015 TIP.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Wigfield? I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept resolution number 12-27.
So move.
And second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Mr. Eberly, what do we have on our consent agenda today, sir?
Commissioners, we have a small consent agenda this evening. It consists of an item supported by our Office of Code Enforcement relative to an abatement order that an administrative hearing processed through with respect to the Continental Hotel just below Clariesville.
Okay. Commissioners, any comments? Entertain a motion to accept our consent agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Brian, please tell your boss the Continental's coming down. That was on his back burner list.
Was it his bucket list?
Yeah, it'll be one of those things that he can say the commissioners crossed off the list that he, anyhow. And if he wants to donate money, we can take a whole lot more things down, too. I don't see that happening. Okay. All right. Mr. Eberly.
Commissioners, I have a few things tonight, but I'd ask Diane to come to the microphone here and give us an update on where things stand with early voting and anything beyond our early voting cycle.
Okay, well, as all of you know, we've extended early voting due to Hurricane Sandy. We're going to be here tonight through 9 p.m. We'll be here Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., which will close early voting at that time. Just a couple quick facts for you. So far during early voting, 1,941 people have taken advantage of it for this election, as compared to in 2010, 1,026. So our numbers are definitely up for early voting. Anybody who needs to take advantage and needs an absentee ballot can do so up through Election Day. Okay, but they do need to do that in person.
Okay,
Okay?
wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Remember to Vote early and as often. All right.
Commissioners,
Yes, sir.
just two more things real quick, if you'll indulge me. We've had some conversation with staff in Garrett County, and as a follow-up, conversations I've had with Monty Pegenhart and Paul Kales had with their roads crew. Today, we were able to send 6 men, 3 trucks, and a host of chainsaws to Garrett County to assist in their remediation efforts there. It's a very difficult spot for them at this point in time, and we were glad to share that resource. Starting at 8:30 this morning, our 911 dispatchers began to take all the 911 calls from Garrett County. So we were able to support in that effort as well. And additionally, a command vehicle that we have here in Allegheny County is on its way to Garrett County to support the efforts as well. So,
Commissioners, I did receive a phone call from Jim Raley, the president of the Garrett Commissioners, as well as Commissioner Greg Crawford, thanking us for our assistance. And they say they owe us big. So I don't know what that will entail, but I'm thinking a steak.
Betting more like hot dogs and cheese.
Anyhow, what else do you have, sir?
Very good.
Commissioners, as a follow-up to our public works session last Thursday, we had an opportunity to hear from representatives from the law firm of Funk and Bolton, and as promised, they produced a letter and signed by the chairperson of the Dorchester County Council. And in this correspondence, they make a formal recommendation to sister counties throughout the state to consider contributing financially towards the effort. I have a copy of the letter here today, just for your file and your consideration. Unless you have any questions today, Commissioners, one thing I'm doing is entering it into the record today that this will be on your public meeting agenda for next week to consider taking formal action on this request.
Okay.
Financial consideration they're seeking is $25,000 at this point in time.
Okay. Commissioners, I do believe that Frederick County took action today on that, and I do believe it passed.
Okay, very good.
Anyhow. Anything else, sir?
That's all I have, sir.
Well, you talked a lot.
Sorry.
We just don't have any time for you today, Mr. Rudd, but we really appreciate you attending. And
That's your mistake. No, I'm sorry.
as long as I can go. I'm good for that. Except you owe me a dinner from our bet last time.
He's trying to get dinner out of anybody he can tonight. I've gathered that. Did you lose a bet?
His bride will side with him just because she's going home with him.
No, he's going home with me.
No, okay. Commissioners, it's time for your statements, please.
Bill? Go ahead. Okay. Before I do a brief rundown of our calendar, there's several people we need to recognize and thank in light of the recent tropical storm went through our areas, especially our Public Works Department for all their work, our Emergency Management Department, everybody involved. And a big thanks, especially to them guys from Potomac Edison, which is still out there working. You know, we started with about 9,500 people out. I think as of today, we're down to around 2,000.
Close to it.
And they're working.
Including Orleans Road, so.
Yeah, they're working around the clock, doing the best they can do. I mean, so everyone be patient with them because they are doing a fantastic job. With that being said, we'll start with Saturday, October 27th, Maryland State Firemen's Association Executive Committee meeting, and a SHAF year-end banquet. Monday, October 29th, Sustainable Energy Research Facility ribbon cutting at Frostburg State. Tuesday, the 30th, Western Maryland Area Health Education Center, Mountain Health Alliance meeting. The 31st was a PACE meeting in Garrett County, a tourism meeting with Barb Buell and the Chamber of Commerce, 25th Annual Outstanding Business Recognition Dinner. And today, November the 1st, the 3rd Annual North-South Appalachian Highway Coalition meeting in Myersdale. And this public business meeting and a Farm Bureau meeting to follow this. So, with everything that was going on this week, it was still a pretty busy schedule.
Just real quickly, it was nice being at the Chambers banquet last night. They honored different businesses and all. One of the businesses that were honored there is probably a business that 99% of the people in this county has never heard of. It's called Exclamation Labs. They do the website for county tourism, but Jonathan Hutchison, who started that business in Cumberland in 1996, competes against some of the largest advertising firms in the nation. And whenever he goes against those firms, he usually wins. He's the lead advertiser for Gerber International. He does a major portion of the advertising for GE now. So it's a local firm that's competing against most of the big New York City firms, and he's doing quite well at it. Just to remind people, if you've got any interest in the issue of reintroduction of elk to Allegany and Garrett County, there will be a public input meeting on that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. At the meeting room on the second floor at the Arts Council building. Both the Marcellus Shale meetings were canceled for this month, the last one due to winter. In conversations with a representative from the power company, they feel for sure that everybody in Allegany County will be back in power no later than Saturday afternoon. So that's a good thing. And last, I just want to say that I hope everybody in this room, everybody in this county takes advantage of their duty to vote no later than Tuesday. Thank you.
Commissioner Valentine, if I may add a comment about Exclamation Lab. When they were introducing the employees, they had introduced approximately 5 of the 8. They were all young people to begin with, under the age of probably 28. But the interesting thing that I saw was that of the 5 of the 8 that were introduced, they all moved their families to Allegany County. And I think that's pretty significant, that there's a business here that is looking at young families and moving them to Allegany County, and that just shows it's an opportunity there. So I did talk to Matt Diaz, our Director of Economic Development and Community, and asked him to talk to him about sharing some ideas that maybe we can find some other businesses of the like mind to bring some of these young people and have a future for Allegany County. So, okay. Ms. Linda, did we have anybody sign up today? No? Okay. I'd like to remind everyone that our next public business meeting will be November the 8th, 2012 at 5 o'clock in room 100. Our next public work session will be November 15th, 2012 at 3 o'clock in room 212. Remind everyone about our Allegany County compost site fall hours. They have begun. They started will start Sunday, November the 4th. The fall hours are 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock, 5 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The summer hours will remain in effect through and including Saturday, November the 3rd, 2012. I'd like to remind also everyone of the Allegany County government schedule for General Election Day, Tuesday, November the 6th. Allegany County government offices will be closed on Tuesday, November the 6th. Allegany County Transit fixed route bus service and all trans vans will operate Tuesday, November the 6th. And the compost and refuge disposal sites will be open on Tuesday, November the 6th. Also like to remind everyone that Allegany County's Veterans Day observance will be Monday, November the 12th. To observe all of our veterans on Thursday, November the 8th at our next public meeting at 5 o'clock in this room. I'd like to thank everyone for participating in your government, and I hope you have a nice evening.